Hi folks, Callum from Mullebean Honey here. So this next video, I didn't get to do an intro to it. So obviously in the office right now, doing one. So this is out at Derrinallum, about 40 k's from, no, it'd be about 50 k's from Ellerslie. What it is, there was a wall-mounted one-piece air conditioner unit once upon a time in this wall above the window. When that was removed and replaced with the split systems, they patched only that area with the weatherboards. They've installed the weatherboards and literally cut the weatherboards to fit the opening that was there. As a result of doing that, they've left just a small gap between the top one, which was not a full weatherboard. So they've had a bit of the original weatherboard, and then they've had a small bit of a new weatherboard that they've used as a fill strip. Now that has not sealed against the lower weatherboard properly and left a gap for the bees to move into. Now, they weren't in the actual opening where the AC was. They're beside that opening, but well, they're above it, beside it, and below it. So where the opening was, they had a stud, and what they've done, they've just literally framed a square box around that stud to transfer the load of that stud. As a result, the space that the bees were in was sort of a U shape around the box where the wall unit was. So they'd also started building into the adjacent stud bay. As you'll see, in the middle of that adjacent space is where the piping for the split system goes. So it was a little bit of a tricky situation, and of course there was only about that much space down the side of where the wall unit was, where the bees were going. So these girls are a very, very small colony. Now they'd been there for at least 3 years, from what the homeowner was telling me, and the darkness of the comb seems to indicate that too. I dare say these girls have had food all year round, but not a huge nectar flow. So the reason I say that is that they didn't have huge stores of honey. Now, if they'd had a huge nectar flow, and they would have built up a huge store and then eaten through their stores through winter and that. In this case, it seems to indicate that they've had nectar flow all year round, but enough to get them by, not enough to build up a huge stockpile. So, but they've survived for 3 years, so it means that although Derrinallum hasn't had a huge nectar flow, they've had enough to keep the bees going, at least these girls, and I'm sure there are other colonies in Derrinallum as well. I'm guaranteed there are, but there's been enough of a nectar flow for these girls to obviously keep going and cast off a swarm every now and then. It certainly appears that these girls had not long swarmed. So yeah, tonight is Monday the 1st of March. This was filmed on Friday the 27th of February. I then went back on a Saturday morning and had a look at them. They were left there for a few days, mainly because I was feeling quite under the weather on Saturday, so I didn't have the energy to pack them up. Now, I'm recovering from glandular fever last year, so yeah, still having some of the effects, and I was having a bad day on Saturday. I got home and I just crashed in bed, and I was there for 5 hours. I think it was probably about 8, would have been about 2 o'clock I got home, and then it was probably about 9 o'clock I ended up waking up and having something to eat, and then went back to bed again. So I was buggered that day. Now, we've just picked up the bees. I've not long gotten back. We've picked up the bees, picked up all my equipment. Most of them are settled. There's still 2 clusters either side of the stud that didn't want to move in and weren't finding the hive. So I'm actually going to go back probably Wednesday with the bee vac and just collect them, and they'll be introduced. They'll be put with the girls that we collected last week. So given that they haven't been separated for too long, they should be welcomed with open arms and that. So we do have Queenie in the box though. They're settling well. When we arrived tonight, everybody was tucked up. It's a cold night, fairly cold day, and it was a cold night last night. So everybody's just tucked up tonight, just staying warm, cuddling up together and keeping each other warm. So we closed up the hive, got them loaded into the car, and on the way home they went for a slide in the back because we almost hit a kangaroo on the Hamilton Highway. I think we tapped his tail a few times, and his tail went under the bumper. Sort of tucked his tail under the bumper as we sort of skidded to a halt, and he was jumping in front. So it was a close call. And of course, everything in the back's just sliding forward, and the beehive was the same. It just slid forward. So yeah. But they're settled in the apiary. We're going to let them out tomorrow, and they can get settled in the apiary for now, and then they'll be moved to the permanent apiary as they get established. So enjoy the video. They're hidden behind there. That's an even trickier job than I thought.
Gonna have to remove that board, you reckon?
Sorry?
Could you cut some of that board away?
Yeah. I'll have to do that. I might need to pull that casing as well. Cut the board around the piping and that. We
How
can get-
easy is it to get that casing off?
Sorry?
How easy is it to get that
Looks
casing?
like it's just nailed on, so it should just come off and then it's slotted into the vertical section. So it's pretty easy. I've just got to watch out for that.
Are they pot riveted? It looks like it.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, pot riveted.
Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll shift the ladder. It may be in here as well. There's a so we've got a stud there, stud on that side.
You'd
knob in
have to
here.
take that second board down off to check.
Yeah. Yeah, we're up in here too.
Ah,
So that's this bit's easy to get to. It's that bit that's the problem. Yeah, we're coming out of there too. So,
stuff.
so this one ends. This is where the board ends there. So that's all right. The others we'll have to cut, I think. Yeah. I'll ship ladder. Yeah, so I've got a couple of screws holding the we've got a starting screw there, 2 screws there, but this is folded over, this is all one piece. That's alright. Should be able to work around it actually. Yeah.
The wood.
Sorry?
Split the wood where you are now.
Yeah. Move. Hello, girls.
Up there. You can take the rest of that wood out.
Yeah, well, not that full. The
So that,
bottom of a bit of cone now. We're going up the top plate and in here, I think. We're nowhere near as full as I thought it would be. That's alright. Hello, a pollen. Time to get the saw going. I'll get it all exposed.
see if they're above that.
Yeah.
That thing there. Could you remove that whole bit of wood?
Yeah, well that whole length, yeah.
Yeah.
We can. Put a cut on this side. I mean, no, there's not a stud right beside where that casing for the pipe head for the piping in. So they're sort of both sides of that. But they're not going all that far down. So I don't know. I would have thought the whole thing is looks like it's
Because you come here, and that beam that comes here, you can see them.
yeah.
You can see them just in that corner there.
Yeah, yeah. And they are, you can see all the propolis on that timber.
Yeah.
Of it. And so they're above that. So I'll get some timber cut and they're pretty good.
No.
They're not being nasty or anything. I'll probably get stirred up a bit with the saw, but that's normal.
that old comb?
Yep. About 3 years old, that comb. And we've got honey here.
You're gonna have to go up.
Yeah, so they're going to go up to the top plate, and they're going to go down in this little bay here.
Oh,
So, what are we doing, girls? Alright. We're going to seal back the honey, are we? It's a queen cell right there.
yeah.
Oh. We've got a baby hatching.
Yeah.
They look nice and healthy. Alright, my darling girls, we'll give you a new home. More space. Alright? More space.
Careful.
Right. Bloody ground sinking.
Ugh.
That's better. some full length, I think,
Yeah.
when it comes to repairing it.
Careful, you get in the phone line there.
Yeah.
Ah, you got plaster there.
Yeah. Just go a little bit. There we go.
Darker cone. This old cone. Then see the light yellow. Yeah. That's the
Oh, these bushes are in the way.
Where they're not. See where you see the plaster. That's where the that's where the AC was. I thought it was in there. That's he'll get to it. He's got to take off those cords.
We end here. We don't go past here. So they're literally in this area here and expanded out here.
Well,
And that's the whole extent of them. They're bloody tiny. Aren't we, girls? Oh, she was lucky they weren't coming through the air conditioner.
Really?
Huh? They had a little gap up here on the stud. Then I would crawl through and go into this area here. Settle down, come on. Come on, girl. Alright. I know, it's stressful moving house, isn't it?
So where's the queen?
This area that comes down.
Give them a bit of a break, let them settle. Now that we've got it open. They've not long swarmed, but they're fairly small to begin with. Yeah, well, they would have cast it off at swarm, split the colony, but they're bloody tiny.
So not as much as you thought.
Nah. Hell, I mean that's the full extent of the light there.
So that's all there is.
Yeah. I'll combine it just with sort of other bits and pieces come from everywhere. But this is all, that yellow comb you see, that's all honey.
That's where we can say that.
Yeah, yeah, in the separate section.
Okay.
So they had their brood area, and they've got a bit of food storage there, but most of their food's over in the other section. They've had nectar flow all year. That's why they haven't built up a huge honey store, because they've got nectar flow. Small, but regular. So there's been no need for them to build huge stores. Hasn't been enough to build up huge stores.
Yeah.
But there's been enough for them to survive. But they're a hell of a lot smaller than I thought they would be. They're fairly good bees. They're not being aggressive or anything. They're getting a little stressed. Yeah, with all the banging and that, but that's normal.
So you're going to have to find a queen now.
Yeah, oh, she'll come out with everybody. We'll get the comb transferred and then, yeah, we'll work from there. I'll try and set the hive up so it's close so everybody can move in. Alright, so we're pretty much finished for the night. I'm pretty sure Queenie's in the box there. We've still got a few clustering in there. I'm hoping they find the box in the morning, but if not, they can cluster there tonight and we'll skip them in the morning. So a bit of a tight squeeze behind here, battling with the bushes and that. But the neighbour who's been the caretaker for the homeowner, well, she's been working in sale. Hasn't been able to get in there with the hedge trimmer or anything because the bees don't like that. So, but they're pretty good bees. They're getting a bit worked up tonight because, you know, it's getting cold and they just don't want to be bothered for the rest of the night. So we're going to let them settle down. If they cluster up, that's great. We can scoop them in. I'm pretty sure Queenie's in the box there. We seem to be behaving like she's in the box. So hopefully these girls will come out tomorrow and find her there. So we'll keep our fingers crossed anyway. We'll see how we go. I'll bring out the bee vac tomorrow just in case we need to suck them out. I'm hoping we don't have to. I prefer not to use the bee vac because we do lose a few with the bee vac. Yeah, it's a bit of a chore to sort of relocate them into the box from the basket. So got to work on a better one. But anyway, that's it for the night, and we'll see how they go in the morning. So it is Saturday morning. We've just popped out to see what's happening here, and we are finding the hive quite well. Still got a few up in the wall. They're just cleaning up what's left there. There's a small cluster up in the corner, but everybody seems to be finding the hive. I'm almost certain we've got Queenie in the box. So we're going to leave them here for the day, and hopefully everybody should be moved in tonight. We'll come take a look. But yeah, they're moving. It's probably I think it's about 10 o'clock. So still fairly cool, so they're not really, everybody will start moving in as the day goes on. So we'll look good.